and have some fun. I do have an intro for you guys tonight, believe it or not. Trying to get back on track with this shit. But I'm gonna drop this, and then we're gonna get talking about this movie and having this nice interview. So there goes nothing. We're just out here. We're at the park, looking at some water, looking at these trees and everything. The sky, look at that beautiful blue sky. Nothing but blue sky. What the fuck was that noise? Hang on, let me just. Is that? Oh shit. Oh shit. Guys, I don't think I should stick around for this. But I'll tell you guys this, what you should stick around for is the review and interview of The Fall of Camp Blood. Welcome to the madness. Welcome to the madness. The Fall of Camp Blood. What a fun time this movie was for me, by the way. I just finished it maybe about half hour ago, more or less, 40 minutes maybe. But
Same.
great job. Great freaking job.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was worried. You're coming off of two bigger ones. I was like, oh man, we might slide underneath the radar there.
No, but we've had some we've had some tough ones too though. Not terrible. Nothing was terrible. But we had some tough ones too. But no,
Yeah,
you guys did a really good job with this movie.
Thank you.
You guys did a really good job with this movie. And is this your first time directing too, or
The first time doing a feature, yeah. I've been making, I don't know, shorts and whatnot since I was like 10, it feels like. Yeah, so a long time. But yeah, first real feature, and it was while I was still in college we started. So it was a lot. By the end of it, I don't know, it felt like a 10-year process.
now did you grow up a Friday the 13th fan or?
Yeah, since like, I've been a horror fan since I was probably 2 or 3 years old.
That's awesome.
I'm not like specific on what actually got me into it, but my earliest memory of watching a horror film is watching Part 7. So yeah, it's been a long time.
That's phenomenal. That's the best one, by the way. But that's phenomenal.
Yeah. You have some weird opinions. I've heard some opinions. That's one of the weird ones you got.
I do. I'm all over. I'm a unique young man. Got to be different.
I do like Part 7, and I think it gets overly hated for sure. But the best, I don't know.
The best. I'll say my favorite.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best. I know 4 is like that one, but I'd almost put 3 ahead of 4. Big reasons because that's when the mask comes into play, and it isn't bad at all.
Yeah, I can get that. 3, I understand 2 even. People get liking that one more, and 6, I know that's also a fan favorite. So
I even understand the original. I mean, it's a great Mother's Day film. It's a great film to watch on Mother's Day, I would say. I mean,
yeah. Other than the fact that you don't know it's a mother until the last like 10 minutes, but
I mean, going in knowing it now.
I wish I could go back and watch that movie without knowing what was happening and see if I would enjoy it more or less now. Mm-hmm. Just because the mystery of that movie is what makes it so much fun, and I'm not so sure the reveal would hold up the way that we know it does. Because she's not a suspect, She's kind of like it's kind of like Ben Willis in I Know What You Last Summer. It's like, where were you? I didn't see you the whole movie. That's not a suspect. So
yeah, that's true.
See, I'm a Jason X fan. I don't know. I know that's divided, but the Uber Jason, I think, is one of the best costumes.
Yeah, I mean, I had that.
He's just fucking brutal in that movie. You know what I mean? It's just absolutely over the top the entire time.
If I get that to pan up just a little bit, just a little.
I see it up top.
Yeah. Can you even zoom on him a little bit, maybe?
That is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
That's
all those back there. Yeah. I like Jason X. I always have. But I also understand that it's not a very good movie. So, but it's a lot of fun.
The kills are phenomenal. The kills are unique.
Yeah, no, 100%. The kills are some of the best of the franchise. I think the liquid nitrogen kill is probably still, I mean, arguably the best in the entire franchise. And it's still Kane doing what Kane does best. So,
Yep.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he was the best Jason in my opinion, and
Yeah.
he played in four films. He was the only one that played Jason in more than one film. Which, looking back at that, I think that's kind of cool with that franchise, and then having all these different fan films. I think in a weird way, it kind of still carries on that same legacy of, each
Right.
each fan film has a different person playing Jason for the most part, I should say. But I think it's dope.
Yeah, the fan films have been really special. I know there's
Watch the whole series.
You do.
Yeah, daily.
You and the reason why I say you do is just because I'm not only that, but like with these fan films, how the ones that pay homage or pull something from the stories. I don't mean the whole Jason part. I mean like pull something from the story to tie in the story with the story. Like with Roseblood. Go back, watch those, and then you'll pick up on it even more so, depending on how your fandom of Predator.
Yeah, it's really cool to see fans just do whatever the hell they want. Like there's so many things. Rosebud's a good example of like a studio would look away from that so fast because it's so different. They would never want to jump into something that unique or that big of a risk. But with fan films, you can, and to get to a point where it feels like a legitimate movie with an actual budget, that's what just fans are capable of now.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And that's what Fall of Camp Blood felt like. It felt like a pickup from Part 4, and it didn't skip a beat with the way it was filmed. I mean, it was, to me, you couldn't tell it was a fan film, and that's what you want in a fan film, is that you can't tell it's a fan film. It's great.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that means a lot because we
agreed.
We knew we were
lighting was done really.
Thank you. Yeah, no, we knew we were working with like a whole lot less money and a lot less experienced crew than a lot of other fan films. So I know we caught the cheese. That's what Peter would say too. Peter, wow, look at you. Huh?
Hey, I just wanted to jump. I'm in a restaurant in the middle of Seattle, and I saw that Brent couldn't make it, so I felt bad. So I just wanted to jump in. It's probably loud as hell. It's probably ruining your whole thing.
No, you're great. You're great.
Oh, everyone's looking at me weird, but I just wanted to hop in and say thanks so much. If you guys are still on when I get done eating, I'll hop back on again.
Hell yeah. Appreciate you hopping in though. Greatly. And again, this holds up every time Spanish people on here. One of them's either getting ready to eat or eating every single damn time.
I like eating. Ask Riley. I like to eat.
Yeah, it's true.
And he's cooking.
Yeah. I'll jump back on later. Thanks again, guys.
Yes. Appreciate you, man.
All right, see you.
Job on this one too, by the way. You're acting. I was actually like impressed.
Yes.
Hopefully he heard.
He knows. He knows.
He knows.
He knows. He doesn't need anybody.
Yeah, he knows
himself.
Very well too. But seriously though, this was a good one. This was, and the title, I was like, The Fall of Camp Blood, and in the way it ended, I'm like, okay, normally that would piss me off the way it ended, but because of the title, I gotta like it. I gotta enjoy it. I gotta love it, honestly, because I'm usually rooting for that guy.
Yeah, we knew.
There you go. Welcome back, Brent.
Yeah, Brent.
Yeah. How's the connection? Is this? It seems better right now. Is it better?
Yeah, so far.
You sound fine.
Okay.
How's it going?
Let's do this then. Sorry about that.
Appreciate you jumping in, and if you don't mind following Horror Research 30 on Twitch, that'd be awesome. You don't have to. I'll give you a follow back though, man. And check out this fan film. Link is in the description. The Fall of Camp Blood. If you're into horror movies, it's dope. And for those of you watching that haven't seen it, go check it out.
This one was really, I like I said, I had a great time. I think that a lot of things that are very visual for me, that they do a lot of things right with this one. I enjoyed it.
Same.
My rating will speak for how much I love this movie, so I can't wait to show you guys my rating.
Ooh. Oh gosh. You guys want to dive into that now? And if Brent and Riley, if you don't mind giving your ratings for these films, your honest ratings for this fan film, that'd be dope, because you guys actually had a bigger part in this movie than we did.
It might be a little biased.
That's fine. That's fine. You can give it a 10 if you want. You can give it a 10 if you want.
Actually, I've never really thought about what I would give it.
Well, now's your time. Yeah, AJ made it for me. Dadpool.
Yep.
I'll show you. This gentleman right here is the thumbnail guy. He's the guy. He's the man to go to. He makes some dope stuff. He's the
Appreciate it.
hashtag guy. He's the title guy. He's everything. He's dope. But yeah, let's dive into these and shit. I might as well pull you back up.
Oh, okay. So here's my rating. I put a lot of effort into this rating. So I gave it 9.5 hockey masks.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
I'll explain later why I took off a 0.5 point, but no biggie, but 9.5.
Nice.
Yeah, damn. That's generous.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'll give this one a 9, man. I feel like it's up there with The Vengeance and whatnot, man. I'd sitting here like, oh shit. Like, lighting's on point, the vibe is on point, the music. Okay, look at it kill. Oh, okay, Jason, I'll see you back.
It's my turn.
Okay, you can take me off the screen. I'm done.
Then give me a minute, man. I gotta put these ratings down because there's so many of us on here. You know I'm gonna forget. Anyways, I gave this one an 8. This one was dope though. This one was dope. So I get like both these gentlemen just, well, I'm not gonna call them that. Both these assholes just said it was just a great film. It was a fun film. It gave you what you wanted and it gave you what you didn't know you wanted, especially with the title. And I myself personally will not. I'm gonna spoil part of this movie, but I will not spoil the way the movie ended, just because I want you guys to really go out and check it out without knowing the ending if you have not seen it. The rest of the stuff, which favorite line of the movie, Jason's coming. The tent, when he cuts the tent open, bitch, get the fuck off me.
Yeah.
My wife was like,
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I bet you that's.
my wife was like, did he just say, bitch, get the fuck off me? I was like, yeah. That shit was so damn funny.
Yes, he did.
Because it's like, if it's just someone you're just messing around with, like a one night stand, what are you going to say in that situation? Like, shit. It's not about it that much, but yo, move. It was your idea to come out here anyway. Shit.
To tell you a funny story about that scene, we
I did.
you let him go first.
Getting too delayed.
He's-
I think they're both getting delayed.
I was gonna say I love the whole hot lamp when the blood splatters on it and it starts to boil the blood.
That was dope. Yes.
Yeah. That was a fluke.
Yeah, we had no idea that was going to happen.
Hey man,
It worked.
I'm glad you guys kept that shit in the movie. That was beautiful. That was not a fluke. That was talent. That was
2 seconds later, you'll hear us yell, "It's boiling!"
Oh shit! That was awesome. It worked.
That scene was shot as kind of a filler because we didn't get to do the death scene we wanted to do for Levante and Callie. So the actual couple in the tent, it's me and my wife. So that's me in there as my little cameo. And then we did ADR later with Levante, and that him screaming, "The bitch, get the fuck off me." That was like I was like, dude, just act like you're trying to get out of the tent. Like, do yell what you would yell. He did. That's exactly what Levante would do.
You see this
No.
with Levante? And I'm gonna pull myself on screen for this because Chris, you know where I'm going with this.
do I?
Levante, listen. You had the black line with the bitch get the fuck off me, but you did the unblack thing where you went into the damn woods by the damn water at night. You know better than that. We're always first, man. You should have, at the very least, you're hanging out there, stay in a group, or just say, you know what, my PO's called me, I gotta go home, and just go home. That's it.
Yo, my ankle brace is
You had,
vibrating. I got to get back.
and this right here, gentlemen, is why people say pussy makes you do some stupid shit, because it does. Like, oh, you want to have sex in the woods? There's a killer out there. Well, I know it's a bad idea.
Well, you guys got to remember, too, that it took place right in the middle of the 80s. So that was before the whole clique and the whole cliche of everything.
That's true. It was like right around that. That's when it really started with the 80s, slash.
Oh, I think I'm seconds behind, so this is a little weird on my part. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
I would say it was worse originally. Originally, we had him skinny dipping. It just didn't work out. So,
Peter, welcome back, man. How was your food?
I didn't eat it yet, man. I'm waiting for it. Yeah.
You came on here. You got to
That's
tell
why
us what
he's
you
still
ordered.
the hungry Cuban.
Yeah. You see the title?
Oh yes, Hungry Cuban in Seattle.
It's like a movie title.
What did you order?
What?
What did you end up ordering?
Ahi tuna as a sampler, a huge chicken with puree mashed potatoes as a meal, and then a salad with chicken after that.
There you go.
Yeah.
See.
I'm dieting, but I have to eat one good meal. I haven't eaten all day. All I do is drink since 2:30 in the morning.
Damn. Yeah, you should probably eat something.
Yeah.
You should probably eat something, man. But this, did you? Oh, you want to tell him what you were saying earlier, WORSTDAM? When he was leaving.
What happened?
Oh, I was. What I said was, hey man, I was impressed with the acting, with your character portrayal in this.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate. Kudos to Riley and Nick for writing it. Like I always say, it's easy for me to try to play an asshole. So he's kind of a badass / asshole, like a stone cold kind of guy. So it was pretty easy. But thanks, man. People seem to like that out of all my performances.
I was like, holy
Best, so
fuck, he was huge. Look at him.
Oh no, I was a fat mess then. I'm in way better shape
Nah,
now.
I definitely.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I thought Riley and his fiance were pretty good in the beginning too.
we fill the gaps we have to fill.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Get on in there. You might as well be in the movie. Like shit, if I'm directing something, being in some one way or another.
It wasn't because I wanted to be. It was the couple that we had playing those roles. They kind of just fell through at the last second. I was like, fine, I'll do it myself.
Why would you? Come on, people. Why would you fall out of being in a Friday the 13th in a horror film in general? Doesn't make sense unless it's something an emergency. Other than that, it doesn't make sense.
Dude, you want me to tell you something? For laugh, I tried to give this Russian prisoner part to a guy that people are vying for. I tried to give it to him free. He didn't want it. I tried to give this girl part, which is probably the most beautiful part of the whole movie, this whole play that we have this lighted stage on and everything, to a girl for a free part. It's one of the major parts of the movie. She won't do it. And these are people that every day post, I want to make it. I want to be a great actor. I want to be something big. And this is going to be the biggest thing any of us have ever done. And they're just like, oh, I don't want to drive, or I don't want to do this, or I don't want to do that. It just blows my mind.
So I don't get it. They basically say I don't want an opportunity.
That's
Okay.
it. So I don't want to hear you complain after. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want an opportunity. It's like, why? Shit.
Right.
Take the risk. See what happens.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm here to shoot for 2 days of one movie. The other 6 days, I'm going to be on the set for Cody, Newton, and Jason, and Sean's 259. And what I'm going to do is learn behind the camera and hold the mic and hold the boom and start to learn more and more and more. But it's an opportunity that I'm going to take advantage of.
See?
You know?
And that right there is very, very important. What you just said, people who are watching that want to be content creators in general, you need to learn. You got to learn. See how you can get better in any type of craft you want to do. You want to be an actor or actress, you should learn everything on set.
Yeah. And Riley, I'm sure you could talk to this. I mean, you being on Rosebud, I'm sure you learned a lot working with Cody and Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, one big things about sets like that is you learn how to work with a team. You go so long as an independent creator where you're just kind of doing every job yourself. Learning how to work with a team like that was really crucial on something like Rosebud, because you can't do it all by yourself anymore.
No, you can't. You can't, and you shouldn't. I mean, it's cool. It's good to have a team. It makes things a little easier. When you have, all right, let me scratch that. Let me rephrase that. When you have a good team, it makes things a little easier, because you can have a team and everybody's just kind of, you do everything, but we're a team. Like, nah, forget it. I'll just do it by myself. But when you have a good team, it makes things so much easier and so much smoother with shit, because, god damn, I can only imagine on film set.
There's not one person on, at least when I'm speaking for me, on Rosebud, I'm sure Riley can talk about this too. There wasn't one person that was doing their job that wasn't 10 times better at their job than I could have done. And I even like to think I can outwork everyone, but Brent Edgett outworked me. Right, Riley? So everybody did it.
That's good though, in a way, because you know how hard you bust your ass, and you're like, they're working even harder than I am, or just as hard as I am. They're fucking they're doing amazing. You know what I mean? They're doing their thing. They're trying.
Riley, did you talk about Fall of Camp Blood? Sorry, because I might have missed it. About Sean saving the day with the camera.
No, we've only like kind of just touched on a couple things so far.
Okay, I don't know where. I just want to have you get to that if you can at some point.
Actually, really quick, because I know Riley and Brent, and I'm gonna throw Peter in this one. You guys aren't getting out of this. I need your guys' ratings for this film.
What would I rate it?
Yeah.
Fall of Camp Blood
Yes, sir.
as an indie fan film.
Yeah, as a fan film.
I'm pretty critical, but I honestly think I told Riley this. It has a way better campy feel than Roseblood. I think Roseblood has better acting, but man, you feel like you're in that time. I give it a 7.5,
Nice.
and that's crucial for me because I probably give Roseblood an 8.
Nice.
Yeah.
How about you, Brent?
Well, okay, based on the fact that a lot of the kills were off screen, not necessarily our fault. We just couldn't get around to redoing them. But I mean, if it was up to me, because Riley did, he wanted me to like handle all these kills when I came on, and I really wanted to do it. But if it was up to me, we would have only had like a 1 kill off screen at the beginning with the credits. But then everything else, we wanted to try showing. But I mean, based on that alone, I mean, the music for the old Friday the 13th was there, the feel of the 80s, and it was just there was a lot going on. There was a lot of story there, rather than it just being. So I say I want to give it an 8, and that's probably a little biased too, because this movie was a dream come true for me, definitely.
That's awesome. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And how about you, Riley?
Cool. So I'll be the one to pull down the scores, make it. I'll fix the averages out a little bit. I tell you at this point, I absolutely hate watching it. I've seen it literally thousands of times editing it. But there's so many little things that, because we have 3 years of film experience across the board, from like when we started to when we finished. So there's some scenes that I cannot stand. And there's some stuff I'm like, yeah, we got it there. Like, that was it. That was a great scene. I'd give it a solid 6. I'll give it a 6. And that's just because I hate watching myself and anything I do. So.
My next question for you then is, what would you, if you could do it all over today, what would you change with this one?
Well, the number one thing is we definitely would want to set up the kills. You know, have Brent from the very get-go. Have Brent just get to do what he wants to do and go crazy with the kills. Well, then not to mention, just we'd be able to put the budget in better places where we wouldn't overthink things. Like, there were some times where we'd waste so much money trying to hit a certain location or try to do a certain thing and end up not working out. Now that you kind of like, hindsight's 2020, we can eliminate those things. And I would definitely want to have at least a little bit bigger of a team. We were just a little too shorthanded. Sometimes it's our fault, sometimes it wasn't. But yeah, it would be nice to get a full team in there. It's like truly devoted, wants to be there. Because there were some nights where you only had like 3 crew members, and it's tough on something like this.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Truly. Can I answer that question too?
Oh,
Sure.
Of course.
Obviously, as an actor, and I've gone over this with Riley. I'm sure Brent has a scene he doesn't like either. There's like a couple scenes in there where I'm like, oh, I overdid it there. I'm stupid. I should have done this better. And then secondly, I'm 290 pounds when I'm digging that grave, looking like a beached whale. I wish I was in better shape for that. That was 3 months after I had my shoulder done. I couldn't lift. I was just sitting around getting fat. But let me wrap all that up to Riley was what, 22 when you first started shooting that?
21 originally.
21 to 22, and I'm not a kiss-ass person. I'm a pessimist. I'm not an optimist at all. He could tell you that. Brent could tell you that. But I wrote Roseblood at 45 years old. This guy wrote this at 21 years old and put this all together and shot it from 21 to 22 to 23 to 24 years old is absolutely incredible. I could not have done that at that age. I was in parties and clubs in New York. I could never have done that. So for him to pull all that together and everyone is honestly amazing. So great job for him.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
I'll sneak out. I'll sneak out some right. I don't really recognize my
And how about you, Brent? What would you change if you could change anything? I know the on-screen kills, but is there anything else?
Well, I mean, if, yeah, be there day one, definitely. They found me as a cosplayer in Chicago. I was a Jason cosplayer. I'm a huge Friday 13th fan. I've been ever since I was a little kid. And yeah, to just have been in there, to been part of script planning, because it was more or less such a crazy opportunity for me that I just went in there. I didn't want to make any shifts or waves. I was just so happy to be there that I was just like, just tell me what you want. And then it took a couple of goes to where I was like, hey, maybe can I put my foot in and try to do something with this? And and they eventually said yes, and we got to do a lot more. And like I'm happiest with the scenes that we filmed towards the end, which is basically the beginning of the movie. But yeah, I really wish I could have been there from day one. But otherwise, I just like how it all turned out. Not having been there the whole movie and getting to see it all together, it was pretty fun. But I love Peter Anthony in the movie. I wanted to see the. Sorry, there's a delay.
The only part that bothers me, Brent and Riley, is the kill when there's no gloves on them. That's the only one that when I see it, I'm like, oh man, I wish that we had the gloves on them there.
That's why I took a half a point off. I actually noted that.
Right.
It's the girl with the guitar, and you can. It's just
yes.
hands.
Well, it's not just that scene either. It's when Bailey gets killed too. He doesn't have gloves on then. But there's like no weathering on his hands at all in the guitar kill.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were gonna redo. Man, we had a whole plan for redoing that scene. It was way better, and it was gonna be on the Blu-ray after like the full release. But we couldn't get the actress to come back. We couldn't get Carly to come back. It just timing didn't line up.
Yeah, it was independent filmmaking in the Midwest for you.
Yeah, it was going to go from being the worst kill in the movie to the best kill in the movie, like just like that. We were excited for it. It just didn't work out.
I honestly think, if you're asking me, out of fan films, I know that everybody wishes there was more on-screen kills. I honestly think, I'm not saying it being biased, the blood hitting the lantern and catching on fire is the best off-screen kill in fan film history. Right? It was funny, cool, and awesome all at once.
We were just talking about that a few minutes ago. They were telling
us before you hopped on
how it was an accident. I was like, well, that was a dope-ass accident. Shit. That was a happy accident. Like, probably some of us that are here now.
It works out real good.
And then Levante's line is just classic. Makes it perfect.
Yes, that was my favorite line in the movie. Bitch, get the fuck they told me he freestyled that one. I thought Peter wrote it down for him.
I would have probably said the same thing.
Yep. But threw her like 50,000 feet in the air, though. Oh, that scene was so damn funny. It just made sense with the way his character was throughout that whole movie. It just made sense for him to say that.
Yeah, he was if you look at that scene when he's playing beer pong with her, look at the back.
What did you just say to me?
If you look at the back refrigerator when he's playing beer pong, there's vengeance magnets on the refrigerator.
Oh nice. Shit!
Yeah.
That's dope.
There are Easter eggs everywhere. I mean, lines that are being said, things in the background. It's everywhere.
The license plate in the car.
The license plate.
Can't no be most. Yeah, I caught that.
Nice.
The poke in the ribs. That's from Jason X.
Yep.
When he says, when I say it's going to take more than that, keep me down. That's from Jason X.
I haven't seen that one in so long. It's been a few years.
And then the big decapitation. Oh, sorry. Nope. I'm not saying anything. No spoilers.
It's all good.
He was trying to keep spoilers away from the ending.
We spoil it, bro. We spoil it.
Oh yeah, Brent, great point. The end scene is a huge homage to part one.
Yes, it is. The music and all. And then I was telling them, I was like, that's what made me. The title of if this movie was titled different, the ending would have pissed me off.
And we knew that. We knew that. Like we knew it was a risk that some people weren't going to be able to buy into it. So we were like expecting the hate reviews from the get-go if somebody hated the ending. But I'm actually surprised at how very few people have said mean things about it.
Yeah, they went with it, which is great.
If
Yeah,
they're
that
feeling like I was, I feel like it's the title. The title is what, because it's the fall of Camp Blood. The fall, just saying the fall part of it is what they're really like. Okay, so I can live with that. If it was just like Friday the 13th fan film, Man in Lake, and then this happens, I would have been pissed off. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest.
I thought the ending was also like a homage to like Freddy versus Jason as well, where you throw the hockey mask into the water and it kind of sinks down,
And rolls
and
the
then
body in.
the body and the body. I thought that was
Yeah, a little bit of the
And-
remake too.
yeah.
and the opening title cut with Brent is the 2009 almost spot on remake.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It even has the
How we got that shot was really cool, but yeah, it reminded us enough of 2009. We're like, well, this movie's full of Easter eggs, so let this be an Easter egg for here, definitely.
And Bandage Jason, I love Bandage Jason. That look
No,
is
but
so great.
It's all Brent there. That's all Brent.
Riley,
see
did
if-
you talk about how on Kent?
So 8 minutes,
on-
10
on-
minutes.
Like about 10 minutes, yeah.
13
minutes. Nice.
13 is when the credits hit, I'm pretty sure.
Even better.
Riley, did you talk about how on my wall? I don't know if you guys noticed. I don't know if you noticed the green little gardening tool that kills my brother in part 4 is on the wall when I'm looking at it. Did you guys see that?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's a little gardening tool that kills
That
Rob in
little
4.
gardening rake.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
There's also a Tommy tape from the game.
Tommy tape
up
from
there.
the game.
Yeah.
There's also in one scene the part 4 Zaxxon head that Tommy was playing with the computer with. It's in the corner though.
That's awesome. See, I got to go back and watch this one again too. I wasn't even thinking about Easter eggs again. I was just watching this shit
So many. That's what I mean. Right off the
and miss a few.
rip, it's immersive. It gets you right into the story. The behind it on the with the whole fucking they're clearing this dope and the whole ride on the ambulance. Okay, you know he's gonna come up. You know he's about to, and then he fucking comes through the windshield or the side window at the chick. I was like, all right. Put my arm up. Yep. Let's watch this shit.
Tell me the ambulance scene doesn't remind you of Halloween 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Riley is in the window scene. Can't you see the girl's hand holding the glass?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So when Brent punches out the window and grabs Courtney, there's somebody straight up like you holding fake glass in the window. So not only can you see her hands, but you can actually see where the glass ends.
Yeah, that's right.
You look right outside. So yeah, I mean it happens so fast. You know.
Well enough with the edit that you can't really notice unless you are really. I think you did just right with it.
There's so many mistakes, honestly. Like if you really, man, that's just the start. Like, there's so many mistakes that we can catch on.
Yeah,
if
but
you really to deep in, like go dig into it. There's a lot.
But for all the mistakes you guys are mentioning that you guys know that are in this film, it was still a really good job. Like it was still a really, really good job. And to the point of where, in a weird way, it may be a good thing that you did have these mistakes now with your first film because you learned so much versus, say you did it perfect, then you may not learn anything from that. Like, okay, I could just do the same shit over and over for this film, same formula or whatever. And I'm sure you learned a lot. So when you do your next horror film,
hey, bro, real quick, I'm out of here. Look,
see this.
I'm gonna go eat. I'll talk to you guys later.
You enjoy,
dude.
Take care, man.
Yeah, man.
Good talking to you.
Yeah,
Big up, Pete.
There it goes again. I told you guys. The Spanish people come on here.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, that's
the atmosphere you created, and then using the sound as well to help carry and build tension, or have the certain change of scenes with that sharp sound to the moon cut and all that stuff. Like, there's a lot of little things that I'm like, nice, well done. Yup. And by the end of it, I'm smiling and I'm like, yup, okay, this was dope.
there's a lot of shit in the movie I would give flack for. You know, I wish I would shoot it completely differently now. I would get a lot more movement. You know, it's because of time and just lack of money where you just kind of like, all right, put it on a tripod, shoot it, switch angle, shoot it. I would want to have a lot more Steadicam work and rail work, and but whatever. Yeah, it's just kind of like restraints you have, limitations you have with budget. The one thing I am extremely proud of with the movie is the sound. Like the dialogue, 99% of the time sounds really clean. That's one of the hardest parts to do with an independent film. And the Foley's pretty damn good. And like, yeah, I edited all of that, but having Peter and Nick there to just be super tedious and eat away at every little sound effect, that's why the movie's watchable despite you know, the limitations we had. The sound is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
See, and that's inspiring though for people that want to create film, create a movie, create a short, is hearing that and just seeing how not only how much you've learned from it, but just how much you can point out from the mistakes with this film. Like you could just point it out and just again apply it to the next thing and keep going at it. Like this didn't make you quit. Like say you can say you messed up a shit ton of stuff on this film, and that could, you know what I mean, this could have been your make or break. It's like you know what, fuck it, I'm done. And you didn't let that do that, which again I'm glad you didn't, because this was a good movie. How's it going?
There's Ken Slade right there. Sheriff Kagan himself.
Hey, awesome.
I wish we could have you on. You drop me your email, I'll send you a link right now. If you're free, if you can. But I appreciate you.
Well, and obviously, right after filming Fall of Camp Blood, you know, Peter Anthony got us on for Roseblood. So both Riley and I, you know, we definitely took that opportunity to go out there. And like you said, you know, we took everything we had learned. And even so, we kind of adapted it to Roseblood, but in a sense, Riley and I got out there and we started doing stuff we'd never done before. So we were just learning new stuff. He started like pulling focus and everything on the camera, which he knew about, but he'd never really done it before. Myself, I was running the slate. I was trying to do effects. I was doing absolutely everything I could. As just a helpful person, just happy to be working on an independent film, let alone Friday the 13th, and let alone with these guys. But there wouldn't be anything I wouldn't do for these guys. You know, if we ever did film or anything like that again, you know, I'm 100% down to do anything.
That's
for
awesome.
them. They gave me such a great opportunity, man. I'll never forget it.
That's awesome.
So I got a question for Brent. You were saying earlier that you're a Jason cosplayer. So one, how long have you been cosplaying as Jason, and what's your favorite look? And two, like watching this film, it was like watching Ted White on TV. Like again, like you had the similar movements, the look. I mean, it was great to see. So how long have you been performing as Jason, and what do you do to get into the role?
Well, let's see. Okay, it's good questions. I started, I think my first cosplay of Jason Voorhees was in Halloween of 2006. And it was just a costume I kind of put together. It wasn't based off any movie or whatever. But then for the next 10 or so years, I was just dressing up as Jason on Halloween until I eventually just got into haunted house work. And then my costuming really started taking off from there, really. When they asked me to do the role, I was just so psyched. I've been watching these movies. I have like this really awesome attention to detail, to where I can just see something and just note, and I have control over my body to where I'm just able to pull it off. Like, you know, because I never went to acting school, but I've loved this character for so long, and I got to play him at my haunted house and everything, to where I just went with what I felt was right. And I remember driving out to Illinois the first time to film. I was actually listening to the soundtrack of the final chapter, like the whole drive there, which is very weird driving music, but it was completely getting me into the mental state of where I needed to be to like get into character and play this Ted White Jason, who I've like absolutely loved ever since I first saw that movie when I was like, 9 years old or whatever.
See, and to me that makes plenty of sense, just to like get you in that mindset of, especially playing a character like that. And yeah, it's like, listen, I'm Jason. I might as well listen to the final chapter. I'm gonna listen to that the whole way there. And hey, you did a great job, Jason. You did a great job as Jason.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm glad people took to it, because I was really just kind of going with what I knew.
Next time, Ken. Next time, definitely get you on here
What does that mean?
for an interview. Say, what the hell does that
Peter
mean?
said that Brett saved my life on
Below zero.
zero.
True story. True story. We were filming. The first day I filmed was January 3rd,
Oh,
and Peter was out there. I mean, the scenes when they're outside the house when he's in a t-shirt holding a machete, bleeding. He had nothing on, and it was Midwest winters are brutal. You know, it's humid and windy, and there's just no fun. So he was out there doing his shots, but then he'd go off camera, and he'd still just have to stand out there. And I could see in his eyes that he was not having a good time. Guy from New York. So I went over there. I put my stocking cap on his head when he was off camera. I put my stocking cap on his head, and I would just start rubbing the big guy's arms down. Like it was like the second day I knew him, but I'm just like, dude, this is bullshit, and I know it's bullshit, and this guy's just standing out here with nothing, so I'm gonna do what I can because I'm not doing anything, you know, just trying to contribute.
Jason giving a helping hand. That's nice. That's beautiful.
Love
If
it.
Jason can do it, people, you can do it. If Jason can be nice, you can be nice.
That shit did suck though. It was horrible. And I had gloves on. I was able to keep wearing gloves and have a sweatshirt on the whole time, and it was miserable out there,
He's
man.
over here bragging. I had a winter coat on, boots, drinking some coffee, hot chocolate, sitting by the fire. But it was
Well, I mean,
He's
I was
over here looking like a
I was still running the
Bad.
camera, so I was still, I was out there. But yeah, it was cold. It was really cold.
that fucked.
And then the next time we're in the bar,
Yeah, and then it started snowing.
Yeah, it was snowing
Right.
the whole time. It was snowing the whole time we were there. And then if it was not winter, it was like 110 degrees out there.
Brain throwing the ice off the good. Nice. Now that's funny.
using
Oh,
the
yeah.
torch like he's at the drag strip to keep the scene right.
Yeah, we had to keep at least a good 6 feet of the barn door. We had to keep snow free just so you wouldn't be able to see it. So we had to take a
continuity
flamethrower to it.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I didn't even. Wow.
Yeah, never would have guessed that. Never would have guessed
Me
that.
either. Me either.
Yeah, you could see the breath pretty bad at the end. And actually, if you look when Peter first walks into the barn, he is caked in sweat. It's like 110 degrees out when we did that shot. Then the very next shot, it's 5 degrees out,
Damn.
and he's freezing. So
Damn.
yeah,
That one's for you, Riley. Honored to have played the sheriff.
hey man, we're honored to have you, Ken, because that was another one that just worked out really well. I couldn't imagine having like one of my high school buddies play the sheriff.
Oh, even better. Even better. So
Yeah,
was
so-
it
Dude.
hey, going to be in my movie? Yeah, type of deal, or
No, well, with Ken auditioned for 13 Fanboy, so I think Peter knew him from that, and then he was like, "Hey, if you have a role, Ken could do it," and he was perfect. He's got a bit of a military background. To this day, I think he's still running security, so he's got the stern, tough guy to him. So he was perfect for it.
that's awesome. See, I like hearing stuff like that. And Ken, again, doors open, man. When you're free, because I'm doing a lot more stuff with Indy for a while, hopefully. So,
I actually have something to say about Ken.
Uh-oh.
He is my whole. I was actually at a convention to meet Derek Mears, 2009 Jason, and Ken Slate was either in front or behind me, but we were right next to each other in line, and we just started talking as you do at conventions. And he says, "Hey, the guys who are making, I actually got a role. I knew his name from Vengeance." And he says, "I actually got a role in this movie, Fall of Camp Blood. And those guys are actually here. They're at a booth over here." So I was like, okay, I'll be sure to go check them out. And then after I got into costume that day, I went to talk to Riley, and that's how we met. I was in my Jason costume, and I went up to talk to him about the mask that we were using that they were using for filming. And they just remembered me. They're like, "Oh, this guy, he looks good dressed as Jason. I have a good height to me and everything." And it was a chance on their part to just give me a call after one meeting at a convention. But Ken Slate pointed me in that direction, definitely.
That's awesome.
And I loved getting to work with him in Roseblood and everything too.
So Ken saved the entire movie.
There you go, Ken.
If we didn't find Brent, I actually don't know what we would have done. We were in a really tough spot there. To find someone as perfect as Brent was a fluke, but finding someone in general was hard enough. So yeah, that would have been this would have been a completely different story if we didn't find Brent.
That's so cool though to where
Yep.
just how that happened, and of all places, because you guys know how I talk about conventions. At a freaking convention, like people go to these conventions and conventions. You need to start coming back in droves, especially in upstate New York. Scarecon, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Seriously, no, because
You guys are in upstate.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, me and Chris are in Albany, and you're in Rome, New York, right?
I'm in Rome, which is like central New York.
Okay, I was born in upstate New York, up by Lake Champlain, a place called Plattsburgh, outside of a base or
Okay,
whatever.
okay.
So,
Yep.
but I was
Fort
definitely
George.
born there.
Yeah, it's not the most exciting. It has its moments depending on where.
Yeah.
You gotta know the spot.
So Brent, how do you not like geek out on set? Because you've been cosplaying as this character. You have a lot of passion, love for him. How do you compose that, though? I know we talked about getting in the mental state, but how do you compose that geekdom of, if you can at all? I mean, I don't know.
Dude, I was not containing it, not a single bit. The only time I probably was containing it was on camera, but if I had that hockey mask on, I was grinning ear to ear. I was having a good flipping time, and I could not believe it. And the same thing going and working on, if you've ever seen the Roseblood behind the scenes stuff, if you ever see me, I am just having the time of my life, completely geeking. But I guess the easy answer to that is I was wearing a mask, and that's how I was able to contain it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, me and Sturdy met up this weekend. We did that little intro. We did a couple shorts or whatnot. We did a few other shots and stuff like that. And bro, it just instantly you put that shit on and the camera goes, and I'm right in Jason. I'm like Jason, and then all of a sudden we get done to review it, and I'm smiling, and then I'm watching it later, and I'm like, that was fucking way too much fun. That was way too much fucking fun, man. That felt way too good.
Yeah, we just because we're on another show called Popcorn and Pints that we do with a couple other friends. And I was like, instead of doing the intro, I was like, let's just make an intro. Let's just make an intro for it. And we did that. Then we just did a couple of horror things, and it was all just freestyle. We didn't write anything out because one, we would have probably forgot it and left it at home. I say that because we went to the track this Sunday, right?
He would have.
He brought his camera and stuff, but he forgot his memory card in his computer. I halfway brought my GoPro, but I left it in my truck when I took my car to race it at the track. So, yeah, if we would have wrote a script, we would have forgot the script. So, valid anyway. But just doing that kind of stuff is so fun.
You can't let that stop you. Pulled out my goddamn phone,
no.
put it in pro mode,
exactly,
and walked around the racetrack and got all the shit I needed.
Yep, and that goes to everybody out there that wants to be some sort of creator. You always have your phone on you. You always have your phone on you. So when you're talking about I want to do it, stop scrolling on TikTok and make a TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy. Well, the TikTok part, not the movie part.
Yeah. TikToks aren't easy either. All right.
You gotta start somewhere. Maybe it's easy to do something for 2-3 seconds. It's maybe not easy to get all the views you want.
Yeah,
it's true.
But you got to do it. You got to be in it to win it.
Yeah.
Forgot my script, damn rookies.
Imagine that shit.
Oh man.
All right, guys, fuck it. We're ad-libbing the whole movie today. We gotta get the shots.
Did you even write a script?
Start drawing scene by scene a small storyboard.
Did you even write a script? Oh, I was supposed to write it. It was your idea. This whole movie. Oh shit.
There's plenty of times you got to make it up as you go.
Yeah,
I mean, we even did that with Bailey's death scene. We did that. We knew we had to kill him, but we couldn't do it the original plan, the way it is in the script. So we made the whole thing up as we went, and that kind of works.
Sometimes it works.
Yeah,
not all the times.
Not all the time.
This was your first movie too, Brent?
Oh yeah, definitely. And yeah, I went back for Roseblood and I went back for Vengeance too. But yeah, this was. Yeah, I do haunted house work, not film work or anything. So it was totally different, but I was willing to give it a try, and I was willing to learn.
Okay, I got a question for both of you. As far as next horror movie. If you could, what horror movie would you want to do? Not as far as a fan film type, but say just a subgenre like slasher, paranormal, etc. What would you want to do?
I would
Right.
I mean, so I'll actually tell you, in terms of my filmmaking style, like slashers a long ways away from it. Like I love slasher movies; they're my favorite movie to watch. But making them, like I would much rather sit in more like a suspense thriller type of movie. I think it fits my style a lot more. So something I really, really, really want to bring back the teen slasher genre somehow. Like I want to do something like that. I want to do a like kind of cheesy '90s whodunit horror movie, but have, I don't know, some sort of modern take on it. I don't know what that is yet, but I'm working on a short right now. It's called Time Marches On, but I wouldn't call it a horror movie. I mean, it's got a jump scare. It's got a scare in it, but it's not really specifically a horror movie. But that's more suspense as well.
Well, I'm gonna let you know right now. When you want to talk about that film, talk about that short and all that good stuff, we have another show called Popcorn and Pints, which is non-horror, so it'll fit right on over there. Just throw that out there.
We'll make it happen. It's affording to make that movie now is where I'm stuck at. But because I have a baby on the way that's going to be here in a month, so I'm like, damn, I have no money.
Now, before I say congratulations, are you? I'll say that with like a question mark. The guys take the whole having a baby thing different than women do. It's like, I'm having a kid. Like, congratulations. No, I said I'm having a kid. Oh.
I'm very excited. I'm just very.
No, you didn't hear me. I'm selling the race car. I'm selling the camper. I'm selling the motorcycle. I said I'm having a goddamn kid.
What's she nothing. she's selling the race car, the motorcycle, the boat. Oh shit. But no, seriously though, man, congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's awesome. But Brent, same question to you about what subgenre would you want to do, or would you slasher again, or?
I'm all about slasher. I'm all about gore effects. You know, my Instagram handle and what a lot of people have met me as is gore galore. So I'm all about that life, definitely. However, I would love to work on a Western. I think that would be so freaking cool.
Okay.
I mean, I think it would be a little less work because of the fact of, no gore effects or anything. You know, it's easy to just do like a cat pop or something like that for a gunshot. But I think that would be like the funnest thing, to do makeup and just to work on a Western in the setting and create something and then see the final product, because I don't know, it's a genre I'm a big fan of.
That's interesting.
That's part of the cool thing about movies to me, like being able to recreate another time and put yourself in that. You know what I mean? So I think it's super dope.
Yeah, absolutely.
Peter saying a Western horror film. He's in. Hey,
Awesome.
I'm in too. I'd definitely watch it, whatever. Ken, same here as far as the Western parts.
Kind of Jonah Hex.
Jonah Hex?
Not really. What was he
That's
fighting?
kind of the right
what did he
idea.
fight?
What is that movie with Russell Crowe?
I didn't see it.
With Russell Crowe.
Yeah, there's a Western movie that just came out with Russell Crowe. It's actually.
I'm gonna have to look for it.
I think Brent froze.
Sorry, it happens. That's interesting, though.
Yeah, it is. That I wasn't expecting that answer. I was expecting another horror, either slasher or just something else in general in the horror thing. I wasn't thinking just something completely out of the field. That's an interesting answer. But a Western horror, I think you guys
Not the Pope's Exorcist. Is that what he's thinking of?
Maybe.
Cowboys and Aliens.
No, that was Daniel Craig, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's a good movie, though.
Cowboys and Aliens.
Yep.
It's been a while.
Oh, there he goes.
I just put him backstage to see if it comes back. I can see on my side. He's still frozen.
And pretty intense.
Well, I can
what is that?
share another story in the meantime about how everything just goes wrong all the time. this is what
We
Peter
love
was
that.
talking about a little bit. We got to set first day of shooting. We moved up shooting to account for an actress, so we had to like rush order all the equipment, and it was the day of shooting where everything officially came in, or the day before shooting everything came in, and the camera came in broken. You know, like a brand new $10,000 camera came in broken. The sensor was broken, so we had to. I didn't know what to do. It's like, man, we have to start tomorrow. There's people that have traveled all across the country to be here. We have to start tomorrow. So our producer, Sean Lutzis, I reached out to him and I was like, man, would you be willing to clutch up and help us get another camera here? And he, man, with no hesitation, was just like, yeah, no problem. It's on the way. It'll be there tomorrow. It's like unbelievable.
Nice.
He saved us from the get-go, man, because we didn't know him then. Only Peter knew him. And like Peter said, I was 22 years old at the time. And yeah, to ask somebody to be like, hey, here's a lump sum of money to get you another camera and save your tail, and never ask for anything in return ever. I mean, he's just unbelievable. The things he'll do for his friends, and like I said, he took a chance on us. And now I'm glad that I can actually call him a friend, because now we actually know each other. But then I was just a stranger, and he was doing that really just for Peter. So he's as good as they come. I mean, true blue.
See, I like that. I like hearing stuff like that, because he did that, took a chance on you, gave you a dope opportunity, and you guys definitely knocked it out the park, in my opinion, for that, for one. And I can't wait to see what you guys do next. I really can't.
Thank
that
you.
resonates with us, because that's literally how like we operate or whatnot. You know what I mean? There's been many a time Sturdy's fucking, I'm like, yo, I'm waiting on getting this. I got to do this. And he's like, yo, you get that yet? And then he's like, here it is. Like, what the fuck? All right, bro, I got you. Let me know if you need something. You know what I mean? Like, it's super dope that you can have that type of camaraderie, but also understanding behind, like, I get what you're going through. I get you need this. I get, the process. So let's just make it happen type shit. You know what I mean? It's dope.
See, I'm the type of person, I'm like, if I have it, and especially if I have extra, and it's someone that I'm cool with and I trust, and I know that they're trying to do something and something that they believe in, why not give a hand? Why not help? Like, I don't like when people just put their hands in the pockets and they can help and just kind of tell you what you should do, but they're not doing anything to help. Yeah, well, you should have just like, oh, shut up, man. You're not, get the fuck out the way. I'll figure it out myself. Type of deal. Like, here. And especially if it's like the type of thing, it's like, I'm not using this right now or anymore. Here, use it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And not to look for anything back. It's just to me, it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do, and eventually it does come back to you one way or another in life. So,
right,
help people out if you can. And I'm not saying, you have to always give. It doesn't always have to be financially, but if it can be, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, even now, I still try to donate to as many of these fan films as I can, because it's like I was there. I know what it's like to just want a little help to try to make something you want to do and make something you love. So yeah, give where you can.
Yeah, I try to too. I always try to at least get a Blu-ray from the fan films. I always try to get a Blu-ray, which I do have this one actually, right here. All the Can Blood.
Nice.
Yeah, this was really dope.
Did you change? Is that in a different case, or is that just your key that was making a different color?
It's my key because I have a blue screen up right now.
Yeah,
instead of the green.
Tell you what, now I realize it'll look great in a black case, so I just need to work on getting those. I got a bunch of red cases, but
red, black, yeah, that would look dope.
Yeah,
red really pops.
The problem is, if you try to buy those now in bulk, it's always the 4K labeled ones. I'm like, well, it's not 4K, so
let's not lie to people now, guys.
Yeah,
just slash it out. Just slash out the 4K.
You probably just saw it off, sand it down. Easy peasy.
Nice little machete wipe will fix it. Jason knows how to fix it.
Get a little sticker put over top.
Machete sticker.
Or put it on the cover art. This is not 4K.
Yeah. This is the case is 4K. That's it.
This was printed in 4K.
Oh man. Do you guys have any other questions for Brent and Riley?
Well, I know Riley said earlier that I think your first movie was Friday the 13th Part 7 was your first experience.
That I can remember, yeah.
So, Brent, what is your first Friday film that you can remember? And
Oh
That gave me a question.
man, it might have been, believe it or not, Jason Goes to Hell.
Wow.
92. I would have been like what, like 8 years old, and it was it was advertised heavily in 92, and it was the movie to see definitely when it came out, and as soon as it was available to rent, because we rented videos like all the damn time.
Mhm.
As soon as it was available, we rented that thing and checked it out, and yeah, that was my first, and it was definitely weird, definitely. Oh, you know what? That's wrong. I'm sorry. I totally forgot. Part 5 was the first one I saw.
Oh.
It wasn't so part 9 was my first experience with Jason Voorhees, but the whole hockey mask and slasher genre movie was part 5, definitely. I mean, yeah, part 5 that made me love it.
I mean,
because it was just.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's just fine. Like, it was just my introduction to the hockey mask and just the way they do those slasher movies. It was probably my first slasher movie that I ever really watched through too.
Wow. That's awesome. I was going to say, with part 5, you technically, in the dream sequence with Tommy or whatever his date, whatever the hell he's doing, you get Jason. That wasn't Roy.
Yeah, and I remember as a kid, I'm just like, what is that about? Who is that guy? And then he'd put the hockey mask on. I'm like, oh, he's that guy. I don't know. But then it was much later. I saw part 9. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And then Scream came out. I'm like, I gotta watch all of these, figure out what's going on.
Yeah, that's man. What was the first horror movie? This is a round the room question. The first horror movie you remember that scared you?
Child's Play.
Child's Play, nice.
I want to fucking answer that part 3, but Friday 13th part 3. I got back to my room. Friday 13th part 3 was the first one I saw on HBO in my parents' fucking basement with fucking goddamn Richard Brooker with his goddamn traps hanging out of his fucking neck like that. Yeah, son. I wanted to jump on for that.
Oh shit.
That's awesome.
It's funny that we always just like, you get all these guys that are into weightlifting are so obsessed with his traps, and yet they're fake.
Yeah, I know. But
Such a shame.
when you're a kid, you didn't know.
I know. But he is shredded though. Like Brooker was shredded.
Yeah, he was a gymnast in Europe.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
They just
did
gave him
like
the
acrobat
hunchback
stuff,
traps.
and I think he worked on a circus too. I'm pretty sure.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, he was jacked. The picture of actually with him with like he's got the prosthetics on, but he's shirtless underneath, and he's just got like 8-pack abs. Like, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
You ever see the one where he's in the full like Nosferatu Stan Winston where he's smoking the pipe?
Yeah.
I love that one, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. But okay, Peter, since you're here, first horror movie you remember that scared you as a kid?
Man. I wish I could remember, but when I go back to remembering what scared me, I think it was Poltergeist.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, Don't Look at the Light, Carol Ann, and all that shit. That whole series 1 and 2 is so overlooked. I mean, that is phenomenal filmmaking, especially for the time. The effects they did,
Yeah,
was amazing. Yeah,
You're talking Toby Hooper and Steven Spielberg. I mean,
yeah.
it's quite the combo.
And they were talking about, Riley, you know about this better than me. Like the effects were, what was it called, blue plate or whatever? They would shoot something on a plate and then shoot it on something the wall and then put that over it. Like literally take the film and put it over it, right?
Yeah, it was like how they handled keying back in the day, where you're just shooting on 3 different plates of color and then putting them together, and it'll eliminate some things.
Yeah, amazing.
What's up, Giovanni?
What's good, Giovanni? Non-stop laughing. That's good. For me, it was, which I find the shit hilarious now, but it was Creepshow Part 2, The Hitchhiker. Thanks for the ride, lady.
Oh,
That shit used to scare the shit out of me.
yeah, dude.
I don't know why. Well, back then, kids' imaginations with that used to scare the hell out of me. And now it's like one of my favorite ones. I was like, I gotta go back and watch this. Actually, Part 2 is my favorite out of all of them.
Me too.
It's most people's favorite. Yeah.
And then that's one right there. Oh.
And the oil slick, man. The oil slick was fucking great.
Yeah. But it pissed me off that they left the fucking car running and the music playing all goddamn night, door open. That was disrespectful. I would have been sitting in the car. I would have sold the car. Like, yeah, you guys go swim in peace. Best memories on set was getting face to face with Peter Anthony and being able to live afterwards.
Riley did a great job of that scene. The way he shoots it when I stand up, the way it looks like I'm looking down on Ken. Ken does a great job of selling like fear right there. That was a great scene.
We basically treated Peter like the villain when we'd shoot him with anyone that wasn't Jason.
Great analogy.
We'd always just shoot up at him to give him this powerful presence.
Yeah, because you did the same with Ivy.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it works. It worked. It definitely worked.
What's everyone else's movies though that scared them? Whoever didn't get the answer.
I'll go. My dad started me on like the old school fucking Wolfman and all that shit, and I like those.
Universal.
And I've seen like the Universal shit, and then like 13 Ghosts. But the first ones that like really scared me that I remember having nightmares about was always Freddy and fucking Chucky, man. And so I got a Chucky story. I've told this before on Sturdy's podcast, but so one of the first times that I watched fucking Child's Play, my aunt came over and she thought it would be a great idea to bring me a fucking toy, right? Like, oh, hey, I'm being auntie. It was a My Buddy doll. Any of you guys remember My Buddy doll?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was about the same size as that little motherfucker. Okay. I was
Oh man.
eye to eye with Chucky as I just left the room watching Chucky running
He's breaking up too now.
up staring at me with freckles and blue eyes and fucking over. But yeah, that motherfucker, I swear there's been many a nights where I heard Freddy's laugh and Chucky's pitter patter throughout my house running across. Yo, we had windows, right, that were separated pretty wide in the living room, and our bedroom was the next room over, and it was all open in between, no doors. So we're laying on the bunk bed and coming through the moonlight and shit like that. And my mom had these certain curtains up. It was the goddamn scene from Nightmare 4. In church with the stained glass and shit. Bad dream. I would wake up and just stare into the blackness between. He's not here. He's not here. He's not here. He's not here.
Man.
Little feet, and hope that fucking Chucky dog
Didn't get up.
I was still in the corner, and they weren't gonna fucking gang up on me. From under the like. Want to play? Like, yeah.
Anytime someone's been asking about the gender of my baby, I've been sending that gif of Freddy. It's a boy gif from Dream Child.
Nice.
You almost have to. You almost have to.
My Buddy dolls were the reason Child's Play scared the shit out of me when I was little, because I was 5. I was very little as well, and my brother had those. And I just remember watching this movie with my family, and then all of a sudden this doll is like alive and walking around, and I was just like, nope. I would be running from my bedroom to the living room, peeking around the corner. I somehow caught the most terrifying parts, so I would run away just completely mortified.
That's always the best though. Like looking back, it's like
I had taken, and then fucking it started playing games with me because every time I would have to go down to the basement, I would think he was gonna just. I was like, I'm not going down there, hopping,
which he does.
and jumping the last few steps, and then running across, turning on all the lights as fast as I can. It's fucking great.
Oh man, that's the one thing I miss about.
Until I was like 17, and I was gonna move out the house, and I was like,
That's one thing I miss about being a kid though, is that silly fear, and for whatever reason, you think them blankets are gonna keep you safe. Like hiding under the blanket, that don't do nothing. That's not no force field. Your parents were lying. Your parents are lying if they say it's a force field. The monsters can't get in because somehow my mother's brother always managed to get under that damn blanket. So therefore, there was no damn force field.
And that was the problem with New Nightmare. From under the blankets, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, fuck, what do you do?
His entrance was underneath the sheets. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So what are you supposed to do? You know what I mean? That's the one place you go for safety. Nope, that's where he is. Your dinosaur ain't doing shit.
That's not true. Rex was a hero.
That scene, the best. The New Nightmare. My favorite scene is when he's on the fucking wall. When Freddy's climbing on the wall in the hospital. Yeah. That was fucking awesome.
Hey, it's more.
Let's play Skin the Cat.
I was never really afraid of the childhood
one
movies
way
when I was a
skin a
kid.
cat
I watched them
and then fucking
really
right.
young. But I had just like I do back there, a Chucky doll, like basically a full size one. And my dad took a walkie-talkie and put it inside of the doll. Dude, I was like 4 years old, man, and he was fucking with me so bad. So
dude,
yeah,
that's awesome.
That was pretty rough for a little bit there.
if you know his
Mommy for life, I still have him. He doesn't scare me back there.
If you know his dad, it's even funnier because he's like a prankster like that, you know.
That's
his
hilarious.
Dad, we were shooting Fall of Camp Blood, and I'm digging the ditch, right, being a fat fucking disaster. His fucking dad. I said, hey, I want to, like, when the camera comes over to me for Riley, I'm like, I want to spit a big goober out, look like, you know, old man spitting with the thing. So I asked his dad for some dip, which I hope your mom's not watching, Riley, because I don't think he was supposed to have dip. But, and he gave me some dip, and I put it in my lip, and I did it the right way and everything. But I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't drink coffee. I'm not used to, like, caffeine or nicotine or nothing. So we did a whole bunch of takes. Dude, by the end of that, when you see me digging and looking up, by the end of that, the room was spinning so fucking bad. I drove home and puked on the side of the road on the way home. And his dad seen me sweating. He was laughing his ass off at me that I was all fucked up. It's good times.
Oh, that's hilarious. What about you, Dadpool, for the movie?
I'd say probably Cujo. I was 7 years old when it came out, and I had just gotten attacked by a dog at my dad's friend's house. So seeing that movie just brought back a lot of horrific flashbacks. Not like I don't love dogs. I look at it now, I'm like, that's one of the greatest movies I've seen as far as horror, Stephen King. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'd say definitely Cujo, just for simple fact of being attacked by a dog and seeing that on screen play out was like terrifying as a 7-year-old.
That'd be terrifying as a grown ass man.
Emotional damage.
Right.
It's fucked up. We all got some apparently right now.
I think man, for movies that actually like scared me as a kid, there are a couple of memories I've stand out. I remember watching the TCM remake, like right when it came out. So I'd have been like 7. I remember the little like found footage thing they do where it's a cop going down in the basement and Leatherface comes out. I thought that was real for the longest time. Like for the longest time. Now I actually like understand, you know, that whole movie is bullshit, but you know, Ed Gein and his that real story. I remember that one always messing with me, and I show all my friends, probably curse them too. And then I remember mirrors being like, it would stick with me every time I go pee or something. I'd be checking the mirrors because there's that scene where what's her face? She's like pretty popular. She rips her jaw open. You ever seen that movie? Man, that's pretty brutal.
Yeah, I've seen it. That's a knockoff of Poltergeist. In Poltergeist, the guy starts ripping his face off in the mirror.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Yeah. What the TCM, what tortured me, Riley, was seeing Jessica Biel's ass and tits and being able not to touch them. That's what really fucking got to me, dude.
I was a little bit younger than you when I saw that movie.
Yeah. That's right. Fucked me up, dude. Like Aaron, fucking like the first when we watched. So we're around the same age. So you watch like Star Wars, right? And you're like, oh, it's you're not really into it on that kind of grown up level. And then Empire Strikes Back. Then you watch Return of the Jedi. I was like 15 or so, and you see Princess Leia in that outfit with Jabba, and you're like, oh, what's up, Leia? What's going on, dude? Like Leia was my first crush, I think.
She was up there. We either her or the Pink Power. It was one of them girls on one of these shows or movies we watched back in the day as kids. It was probably could have even been from a damn horror movie.
But Leia went from like wearing all garbs to like, you know, a bikini in the fucking that one. So it was like different. You didn't even know.
Yes, she definitely did. Like, oh shit. She changed.
Yeah.
Like, let me get a bite of one of those cinnamon buns, Leia.
Oh my gosh.
I got to go try to work out and then shower and go on set.
Great luck with that, man. Knock it out the park. And
break a leg, buddy.
Break a leg.
All right. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Have a good one, man.
Thanks for having me. Peace.
Thanks for coming on. What a night. What a night.
From the hungry Cuban to the full Cuban.
Yeah.
Right, but be the acting Cuban soon. Oh man, everybody go check out Peter Ante and all his stuff. So he's awesome. He's awesome. But I guess we can get this kind of wrapped up, though, gentlemen. Any last words? Any more questions, comments, concerns?
Okay, you guys hit on all of them. Dadpool has some great questions for sure. Sturdy, you brought it out tonight, but
man, Sunday was inspiring for me. Sunday brought that energy out because I was like, this whole weekend was just from Saturday, me and you chilled. Sunday we chilled, and then it's just like now with the podcast stuff. It's had a good weekend. Had a fun time. Kind of brought back that energy again, more energy, I should say.
Good.
And doing this indie stuff, like because we've been doing fan films for the past couple of weeks. It's just been bringing a different kind of energy than anything else. That's why I'm going to try to continue. So if you have some horror stuff, please bring it to us for us to watch, review, have you guys on if you want to be on and all that. Because again, it brings a different energy than doing like the Hollywood movies all the time. It brings a way different energy. You see the passion in the fan films. No matter how good or how bad they're, at least see the passion. Like they went out and they did it because they wanted to, because they're fans of this. Or it's fan/indie. I don't want to just say fan/indie films. Versus the Hollywood, just like, yo, here's a fat chunk of money. We're going to keep most of it, even though you guys are the talent. We're going to keep the majority of it. But go do your thing.
Yeah. Here's another ghost movie.
Yeah. It's like it's been 5 years. Let's roll the dice, see where it lands. Are we bringing back Pinhead? Are we bringing back Michael? Are we doing another Conjuring? Fuck it, let's go with La Llorona. Like,
well, now it's The Exorcist, right? I mean, The Exorcist coming back.
Yep. Which I'm gonna watch them. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna watch all that shit, and I'm probably gonna enjoy some of it if it's done right. But
you watched the trailer already?
No, I don't do trailers. I stopped doing those like a year ago just because they give away way too much, and we even used to review, like when we were doing movie reviews. The next movie that came up, we used to review those trailers on both the shows. But then after a while, we just stopped because trailers show way too much, and it's like I want to go into this movie blind and be surprised.
Yep. Yeah, I don't blame you.
Actually, Barbarian was the one that made me stop because I didn't even know about this movie coming out. I heard about it on social media, just people saying you need to go see Barbarian. Basically, nobody was even spoiling it. And I seen it was playing around us, so me and the wife went to go see it. And after that, like even in theaters, when a horror trailer comes on, I'll just look down. I'll just be on my phone that whole time. If it's a horror trailer, I don't care. But a horror trailer, I'm like, I can't see this. I gotta see this. And when the movie comes out, I gotta see it. I don't ruin it.
I did the same thing with Barbarian. Never saw a single thing. Never read a synopsis, and just showed up. And yeah, that movie is a way better experience if you have no idea what's gonna happen. I agree, and I just since that I was like, I'm just gonna apply it to everything now because why not? And I enjoy. I mean, either way, I'm gonna love it or hate it, but it's like why not? Besides Cocaine Bear, I had to see that trailer. That's different. But I do want to thank you guys so much for coming on. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. I have all their links in the description. People, go ahead and check out their amazing content. If you haven't seen this film, go watch it. Tell your friends, family, enemies, your coworkers. Tell everybody you know about it. Send people the link. Spam them, all that good shit. Tell them to watch it because this was dope. This was dope. And I can't wait to see more of what these gentlemen do. All
I really
Yeah.
can't wait to see more. Look at that. He has his masks up, his mask count up, 9.5 masks.
9.5 masks.
9.5 masks. But thank you guys again for coming on. Please go follow them. Please go follow Dadpool. Go follow Peter Anthony. Follow Worst Damn Gamer. Go to horrorsurf30.com. Again, all of our links are in the description. Thank you guys for watching and listening and commenting and all that good stuff. Giovanni, I greatly appreciate it. You guys have a great night. I'll see you in your nightmares.